Fegley, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing tonight?
Good. I look forward to the commentary about changes.
Change is always a good thing, my friend. Always a good thing. Well, we got a lot of changes tonight to talk about. So, going to try a little new theme tonight. Thursday night, 9 topics, 5 minutes apiece. Chris is here standing by to monitor pace of play. Right now, we're on the practice tee. We're getting the first tee announcements in. North American Championship is quickly coming upon us. There's a lot of people signed up for it.
I know. It's exciting.
So we're down to like 150 spots left. So get signed up. True Blue Caledonia. Just so you know, Paulie's only got 5 inches of rain in Debbie. So it's a lot better than the 30 they were calling for.
Nice. That's good.
So that's pretty good.
I know the missus is back in Carolina. She heads west to, as everybody can probably tell based on the sun. I am in California now, so she's been holding the fort down in the Carolinas and dealing with the rain and the wind, but it hasn't been too bad. So fortunately, it's just a tropical storm-ish. So
absolutely. Well, it's gonna be fun tonight. We got 9 topics, 5 minutes each. Get going here in just a second, Chris. Are you ready as the pace of play monitor? You're running the pace of play checkpoints tonight. Chris says always in the chat.
He just said, Chris, that'll be a story for a cigar. But anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that later. We'll get into hole number 1, and that is the North American Championship update. Spagley, I know you're playing in the field for the North American Championship. I'm not. I don't get to. That's not fun. But
no.
Are you excited?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, to bring back the old phrases. I am absolutely excited. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to encouraging everyone to continue to sign up so we can get the course rotation announced so we can all figure out where the heck we're playing. I mean, we know where we're playing. We just don't know it.
I do. We've been working on it. We're close to it. In all honesty, we may have had it done, but obviously we have to get everything approved through Myrtle Beach. And so right now they're hunkered down for a storm. So they're like, hey, can we meet next week? And I was like, I guess that's probably fine. A lot of their staff are not coming to work the last couple of days and obviously hunkering down, but it seems like everybody's doing okay. All you need to know, True Blue Caledonia, the final rounds, 2 top 100 courses. I will say the best final round courses of any amateur tour in the country for sure. True Blue in Caledonia is where it's at. It's going to be a blast. But the other 5 courses are all major worthy. They're all good. You know, Heritage Club's probably the best kept secret. If you've not been down there, have you played Heritage Club?
I have not.
Dude, riding around that place is special. If you want to know what it's kind of like Caledonia on a bigger piece of property.
Okay.
So got a lot of the same kind of features. Really, really fun place to play. Legends Moreland, Legends Heathland. Grew up there. Heathland's a link style course. Really fun to play. Moreland's a PB Dye. So Pete Dye's son was when I was in school there. It was one of the top 30 hardest golf courses in the country.
Nice.
Fun place to play. If you pay attention there are spots to miss it, so do not fret. Oyster Bay is a really cool old school course that goes to the marsh up north. And then Tradition in the south, just a great golf course. A lot of fun holes out there. Really good shape. Hosted a lot of big tournaments recently. Got a lot of rave reviews. And so we should be in good shape. I know I was waiting for Minor to say that Long Bay got 14.5 inches. I did see that Longs got hit pretty hard. So waiting to hear on that, although we're a long way out. So recovery should not be difficult.
Yeah. If we need to bring some chainsaws, we can help. No, I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, hello to Rick Lee. He said hi to us in there. What are you most looking for about this year's North American Championship? What's some things to watch for the people thinking about maybe on the fence about going to the North American Championship? Why should they go? Why should this year be the year?
Wow. I mean, it's always going to be a good time, right? We get to see everybody from throughout the country, some folks that you may see in the chat, see on tour, right? You're like,
some of them you may want to see, some of them maybe not. I mean,
right, fair enough. Fair enough. But you know,
guys
like
being mean in the chat every week.
Exactly. But you look through the points list, right? Whether it's National Player of the Year or Local Player of the Year, you see a lot of names. You know, you gotta meet people. I mean, that's the thing, right, that I enjoy the most, besides the golf. I mean, we're all golfers, right? But it's hanging out. I'm super excited about, after last year, we looked at making sure that we have a good consolidation point for everybody. I'm super excited about that because we can all hang out, have a couple drinks of any variety that you want, plenty of water to keep yourself hydrated. But
absolutely, the 19th hole, by the way, presented by Universal Retirement, our friends at Universal Retirement. We'll have Lance on next week, 2 to 5 every day with some free food, some free drinks. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be good. And then having the practice facilities available to us, as the players. I mean, that's great. It's like I don't know. It's like, what's your favorite Christmas gift? You got to be careful on how you answer, because
and the biggest thing is, don't wait till next year, because we're not going back to Myrtle Beach next year. This is the year to get to Myrtle Beach for the North American Championship here on the East Coast. You get a chance. It's in your backyard. Get signed up. Go to it. It's the last bit. Chris is saying our time is running out. We're moving to hole 2, baby, and that's the global golf credit. We're trying to keep Chris from yelling at us. All the global golf credits for all members are in and available as of tonight. So if you signed up in our 2024 membership, you have $50 to spend in globalgolf.com. You just have to figure out how to use it. How do they use it, Fegley?
You go to globalgolf.com.
There we go.
If you don't have an account, sign up for an account. Use the same email you use for your APT account. Use it for Global Golf. In about, I don't know, what do we got? 2 to 12 hours. I don't know. It
usually takes about 30 minutes in all seriousness, but we tell people to give it some time. It does have to propagate, right? Yeah, so it's an automated. The system has to recognize that the email that's eligible for the credit gets entered, and then it takes a little while for the system to repropagate. So don't freak out. If it's more than 24 hours, let us know. We can help you.
Correct. And it's simple, right? I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Just trying to give the players the opportunity to take advantage of benefits and get items that they want,
Yeah, I mean, what's the catch to it, Fegley? I mean, this is the funny thing people always tell me. It's like, what's the catch to this $50 credit?
There is no catch.
There's no catch. It's literally giving you $50 to spend. And if you signed up before the summer membership, we gave you $50 to spend in Global Golf and $50 to spend in our pro shop. Literally for $125 for your membership, that here's $100 back to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Mr. Frazier, he posted it in the members group earlier this week about his wonderful pair of shoes that
right.
He's got his special Forrest Gump shoes that make him look fast, apparently. So
yeah. Felix, quick break. You better text me tonight or I'm flying to Northern California to slap you. So I'm expecting a text message from Felix Mages tonight. Oh. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, globalgolf.com literally has everything you can imagine, from new clubs to used clubs to golf shoes, which is typically what I get at Global Golf. I have an addiction to golf shoes. Lots of apparel, lots of golf balls, anything golf you can think of.
Yep.
You can get at globalgolf.com. If you're like, oh, I'm grumpy, I don't want to spend my $50 Global Golf credit, literally buy golf balls. You're going to buy them anyway. It's just they're free.
But at the same point, Chris is in the chat going, remind the try before you buy. They have that program. You can.
Right. I saw Roger. Roger Eberline from St. Louis. We got an inside joke about a member of the tour. His nickname's Eeyore. So Eeyore, I don't want $50 to spend at Global Golf. My life sucks. Just saying. You can even try clubs out at globalgolf.com.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Like the You Try program, super cool. You're in for what, $30 if you don't buy it? You get to try it for like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure our marketing director at Worldwide is going to be like, you probably should know what it is. So I apologize ahead of time. It's called the You Try program. Check it out. globalgolf.com/YouTry, I think, something like that.
Yep.
But
it's in there. I mean, when you get into there, you get on their website, you get into the account, it's there. I mean, they're very prominent because, again, what do all of us golfers do? We get a new toy, we try it, and the amount of clubs that probably get returned is pretty small. So
no, absolutely. I mean, it's brilliant marketing. I just want to let you all know that Chris posted the link and I had the link right.
Wow.
So
good work.
There we go. That's how we do it. Chris is about to give us the 40-second warning. Anything else, Global Golf? I mean, $50 a credit. So here's the deal, guys. If you signed up last year and you've been a member for a couple of years and this is your first time to Global Golf, you're really going to have a $100 credit in there, which all confessions was me this year. That's why I did 2 instructional videos, because I had 2 different $50 credits to use. It was awesome.
Nice.
So
nice. Well, there we go. I mean, you said it. Just take care of it. Use it. Get some fun stuff.
Use it. Seriously, we're trying to give you free money. Please take advantage of it. Don't be Eeyore. Use your Global Golf credit.
And more importantly, buy more stuff too.
Exactly. You're golfers. We all buy way too much stuff we don't need. Hole 3. We're moving right on. That was good. First 2 holes were pretty good. I feel like I think we got 2 pars to start off. Yeah, 2 pars.
We're good with pars.
So, Player of the Year update. What do we need to talk about in Player of the Year?
Oh, man. Well, there's a number of things, right? I mean, everybody, I hope, knows how it's structured, right? Local Player of the Year, you get...
Yeah, we'll probably need to walk through how it's structured, because I get like 4 emails. That's what one of the holes should have been tonight, is mailbag with Matt. So one of the questions I get is, why is my local Player of the Year points, my national Player of the Year points different? They're 2 different races. One is measuring how you do on the national stage. One is measuring more how you do on the local stage. So local Player of the Year. 8 one days. 8 local events, 2 elevated events. Majors also count as elevated events. And your local finals, which is what's important now, because they're all coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We'll start seeing those across the country. They're worth 2.5 points. A couple things people need to know about the local finals, Fegley, and go.
You only get local Player of the Year points in your local finals.
So the question is
to play in your chapter's local finals.
If I'm in St. Louis and I go play in Nashville's local finals, can I get points for St. Louis?
No.
Gotcha. So if I'm in St. Louis and I go play St. Louis's local final, can I get local points in St. Louis?
Yes.
Cool. Can I get national points if I go to Nashville?
Yes, that's the key.
There we go.
You want to play in multiple local chapters areas. You can play in them to get points that impact the National Player of the Year race if your schedule fits or whatever, right? So
that's some good stuff. I think the other thing we need to talk to Fegley a little bit is, what is limiting the amount of events you can count for Player of the Year due? Because we're seeing this across the country. Our Player of the Year races are more competitive than they've ever been. We've got a lot of really tight races that are going to be decided the next 4 weeks. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, the key is remember, it's your 8 best events. You play in 30 one-day events. They take your points are the 8 best. So you can't create a humongous, insurmountable lead just by playing a lot, right? Your odds are better, right? Because theoretically, the more opportunities you get, the better points you're going to have. But you can't automatically run away with it. So it keeps things close. It keeps things interesting. Playing 10 or 12 tournaments, they still have an opportunity at that Player of the Year stuff. So that's the key.
Right. David wants to know, can I get points just to get points?
Can I get points just to get points?
I mean, you do get participation points for showing up. A small percentage of your points are participation points, and then points are earned based on, the amount of people in the field. That's one of the things that's unique about us. I think it's important because I do think this is something, you came up with this idea, Fegley. I'm giving you all the credit, you and your boys at the handicap committee. But what's been awesome this year is you keep 100% of your points when you move up and 100% of your points when you move down. And the reason is that we've weighted different points by different division levels. And we've seen a couple of things happen that I think is really good. First being, you don't see a lot of people that should be playing in the division up trying to play in the division down. and then moving, because it doesn't benefit you to do that anymore from a player of the year perspective. We're unique in that aspect. But also it rewards you for playing in a more difficult division. So
I just enjoy it. I mean, every once in a while, and it's just classic with us, is every time there's a good comment and Stevie Frank came through.
I like Frazier's idea. I mean, that would just be a lot of work. So, but yeah, player of the year. The other thing, the Global Golf National Player of the Year, $1,000 for 11 players of the year, 5 open divisions, 5 senior divisions, and a senior net division. Seniors will be culminated at the Senior North American Championship, which is sold out, by the way. We'll talk about that later tonight. And the others at the North American Championship, which will be fun. Lots to play for there. Those races are extremely tight, which is awesome. So a lot of it's going to come down to how well do you play those guys leading. If you don't win in Myrtle Beach, you better put up a good finish, because there's a lot of people close.
You gotta make the cut if you're in that race. Which
if you don't make the cut, it's going to be bad. And the cut's 40%. So we didn't cover that in the opening section. Cut is at least 40% of the field is going to make it to the final round, which is going to be awesome. So, but we're third of the way through tonight. We do have a quick message from our friends at Global Golf, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with the middle section of Thursday Night 9 with Matt Fegley.
Shop Global Golf for gear and recommendations that are all about you. With You Try, You Select, and You Trade In, Global Golf's comprehensive suite of services feature the widest variety of new and pre-owned products, PGA professional backed insight, and unbeatable value to help you play your best. So visit Global Golf today and experience personalized shopping that's all about you.
So, Chris, first pace of play checkpoint, how are we doing?
He said we're 25 seconds behind.
You guys are 25 seconds behind, and I'm going to have to get you guys moving. You are about to be on the clock.
There we go. I like it. So get used to it. There's lots of jokes about that. Name the major where you get yelled at for being 25 seconds behind. So that being said, on to hole 4.
Yep.
One of our favorite sponsors. We had talked. They're going to be a big part of the North American Championship and the Universal Retirement Senior North American Championship, and that's our friends at 2 Under. So, all product we know and love. Everybody in here in the chat, most people are probably wearing 2 Under, but except the girls. There's no 2 Under for girls, but it happens. I think we need to talk a little bit about what we were talking about earlier today, Fegley, and that is the Bodie shorts from 2 Under. We sent out a pre-order form. Some people took advantage of it earlier, but it is seriously the best golf short I've ever owned, bar none. It's not even close.
I am very pleased. Very, very pleased. So I mean, they're great. I now own, I think I own every color now.
Do you really?
I think I might be one short, but I'm bummed. But I had this joke when that offer came out. I've been wearing shorts that are super old and get random pairs here and there, and then I found that this opportunity came up, and I was like, all right, I'll give these things a try. And then next thing you know, I'm on the phone with Jack, talking to him, and now I have lots of shorts.
They're legit, man. It's so funny. I was standing, I was riding around Sunday. We're playing CCD, playing with Papa Steve, who got the win, riding in the cart. We were through 5 holes, and he was 2 shots up on me, and I was like, uh-oh, this could get interesting. And one of the other guys we're playing with looks at me and goes, do you wear anything on your body that's not a sponsor of APT? And I looked, and I was like, we need a sock sponsor. Like Stance, we're right here.
Yep.
That would be the ultimate. Just a sock and maybe a shoe sponsor.
Socks, shoes.
Yeah, but ankles above, for sure. 2 Under and Turtleton, that's where it's at. Just
there you go. We got the random phone. Where's the random phone? Chris, Matt, whose phone? It's not my phone. My phone's here.
It's not my phone. Oh, we do have the random. It's Lance Burbank. I would answer, but we won't. I was like, hey.
We won't do that.
Hey, we're live. Hey, we're live on Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook.
Man. Yeah, anybody knows a sock guy, or
talking about you.
Yeah, maybe that's a new product that one of our existing folks can market.
Yes, we do love Sun Ice too, Paul. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm telling you though. So we met with Carol. We need to have Carol on the show.
That is a good point.
Carol, I guarantee you, is watching. She's like, I never want to. She always like, I always watch, but I never want to say anything. I will tell you, from my last meeting with Carol, they have done some work on some of the things they have coming out for spring, and it is going to be fantastic. So we have some great apparel. Chris is telling me that we're in the right rough.
Yep.
We love you, Carol.
You're 2 fairways over. Wow.
I have 3 minutes to find my ball, Chris. 3 minutes.
Gosh.
But anyways, we love Jack. It's fun. Jack, Carol, they're all friends.
Yep, absolutely. Felix has got a good question. What's a return policy? Well, Felix, it's California, and it doesn't rain now. You'll need your unworn gear in about 2 months. But I think Felix has been slimming down, so maybe that's why he's asking for some help.
Well, if you would text me, Felix, I would let you know. So, goodness gracious,
I love it.
He's killing me over there. So, but one of the great things about North American Championship, it's a great chance to pick up a really stylish pair of 2 under, courtesy of Jack Curry and our friends at 2 under. They're going to be there. North American Championship, Senior North American Championship. If you've never been and don't know what 2 under is, don't walk by their booth and scoff and say, why would you give me a pair of underwear for a gift? Just take them and wear them and then come tell us how you like them.
Yes.
Just saying.
We don't need to know intimate details, but just, did you appreciate them? Do you like them? Yes. Sweet.
That's all we need to know.
That's all we need to know. That's all any of us care to know.
The guys at 2 under are so good. I'm just saying, once you buy one, you'll buy like 18. It's one of those type of products.
All right.
So, is what it is. I still think we got like a minute left.
Well, that's
Are we back on pace?
We can advance to the next hole.
We're going to the next hole. It must have been a par 3. Let's go before this gets back. Chris just said, if you're on time, you're behind.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Hole 5. Go ahead.
Hole 5, we got the flight lock, which
we're talking on the tee box right now. We're not playing the hole yet.
No, exactly. No, we got
telling stories.
Telling stories because
creating pace of play problems because we're telling stories when we should be teeing off.
Woo!
There we go. The flight lock.
Flight lock.
The most controversial thing in all of golf right now.
Nah, it's not controversial.
No, it's not controversial at all.
It's simple, right? Like last year, players got moved super late, so we tried to come up with a policy that would help mitigate that, but at the same point in time, offer a revised, I guess, stopgap where players could get better and still not be impacted in the Player of the Year races, and that's the flight lock. It's in the members manual, details everything, which you should read because we need everybody to read the manual. Yeah. But as of July 9th, the indexes for validated players change and it goes down. If you haven't gone through relegation, if your USGA is within reason as well, it's 1 or 2 points.
2 points.
And if you play the equivalent, if you play on another tour, you're in the equivalent division. You are eligible then to fall under the flight lock. But if all 3 of those things haven't been met, unfortunately, you aren't under the flight lock and you will be moved, which we just finished our Wednesday, Thursday moves just about a half hour ago now. So, it's an important thing. Again, it's like everything else, right? It's not everything we try to do has a purpose. Trying to thread a needle between the Player of the Year races, the long-term players, but also ensuring that we have the integrity of the individual tournaments and don't allow boat races because boat races are not fun.
I think if we go back to the very beginning, Chris will remember this. Jody and I met at the Peabody Hotel in the height of COVID. Chris was with us. we're hanging out talking about what a golf tour could be and watching the ducks swim around through the hotel. And because that's all you could do during COVID, there was no sports. So we're talking about building a business and watching the ducks. True story, in all honesty.
I know.
The Peabody Ducks are great. We got the room for $85 a night or something stupid like that. So, but we're talking through this, meet in Memphis halfway or whatever. And one of the things that, always bothered Jody for forever, I've always kind of been D1. So promotions hasn't really been something that's affected me personally that much. But, you get to that division line and you're in your local finals, you're trying to compete for player of the year, and you've got to make a decision of, do I win my local finals and get promoted, or do I, hang back and go to the championship? And that's a real thing for a lot of guys. And the flight lock is made to create a block within reason so that our North American Championship can be made up of the people that have played in the division all year. Now, if your Division 2 and your handicap goes to 3 or 2.5, like, there's nothing we can do. You know what I mean? It's too far. But that's why it's a 2% flight lock. So you're certainly eligible. If you're not playing on a better division on another tour, or your GIN's not 2 shots below, which says that you are better. And, it tries to not get the people that, kind of get screwed by 0.1. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So the other thing too, that I think is good to explain, Fegley, if you want to take a minute, and we've got like 20 seconds.
Oh boy.
The points marker, go.
Oh geez. Whew. All right. So in some of the points races throughout the country, we have what is exactly the, oh my gosh, I'm trying to find it. I'm looking.
I'll explain it super simple. I got you. Super simple, Fegley. I got you. We only got a minute. We got to get these things moving. I threw it at you. So if you get promoted super late in the year and you've got a lead in your division, we will put a points marker in that allows your points to stay in that division. Your points will move with you to the new division and you'll start playing. But if nobody exceeds that points total, I think Steve Daniels is a great example from a couple of years ago. Yep. By July 1st, he had wrapped up the division, got promoted. I think he ended up winning the next division because he just had a great year and got a lot better and played really well. But if you get promoted, say you go from 3 to 2 and nobody surpasses the point total you earned in 3 before you got promoted, you are still eligible to win player of the year in that division because nobody exceeded your point total in Division 3.
Man, I got abused for that one, and I was like, man, I wasn't prepared.
It happens. It's all good. Hole 6, the Senior North American Championship, presented by Universal Retirement. Our good friend Lance Burbank, who was calling me. I wonder if
who was calling you.
He was calling. He goes, "We're on the road." Sorry.
There you go. Yeah, he was in. They were in North Carolina. That's right. They were in North Carolina. So, but anyhow, the Senior North American Championship is on a wait list because it's full.
It's a wait list. It's going to be awesome. 240 players. It is sold out. As you apply for eligibility approval, we are starting to go through and work through. We will just add you from eligibility approval to the waiting list. So you get an email if some spots open up, we will obviously fill. But if you're on the waiting list for the senior, you should come to the North American Championship and get registered because there are still spots available for that. Correct. So, but I'm pretty excited, to be honest, about the Senior North American Championship this year. Yeah. Grand Dunes is probably the hottest golf course. The resort courses after that, Reno is one of the hottest golf courses in Myrtle Beach, bar none. So we got a round there, around at Long Bay. I was just up there a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, I know Miner's going to say it got 14 inches of rain, which is true, but Long Bay's got a charm to it. I think people are really going to enjoy that place. It's I'm typically like no holes barred. I'm typically not a Nicklaus fan. But this one's really, really good. He did a really good job with this golf course. I think the greens are fair, interesting, challenging, different than a lot of what you see in Myrtle Beach, but it's still got the South Carolina charm with the water and, the railroad ties around everything and the overhanging trees, and pretty generous off the tee, but it's really fun around the greens. It's going to be a great test of golf for everybody. Everybody that enters the Senior North American is going to be in the senior division contest and the senior net at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And the senior champions will be crowned at the senior championship.
Correct. Joe Arnold asked the question about senior tees. We are the same setup we use for every event as the setup we're using for our championships. That is where our handicaps are established from, and we will keep that consistent throughout the board. Eligibility requirements. That is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about it, Mr. Handicap Czar?
Yeah, let's see if I remember it. 5 events.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. Sorry, not events.
In the season, in the 2024 season.
5 rounds in the season. 3 since July. Is that what it is?
3 could trigger a review if you don't play 3 since July. If you basically stop playing, we'll be looking at you very, very close.
Yep.
So, and if you've signed up and we've approved you based on, you representing to us that you'll get your 5 rounds in and you don't, without an exception,
Yep.
we do reserve the right to move you to a division that we feel is more representative of your skill level. Yes.
If you're not playing, because you need to play to make sure the handicaps are accurate.
Yeah. It is amazing. Let's just talk about this for a second. We're in the 2-minute warning. But as we go through the handicap review and the relegation deadline, it is amazing the strategy that some people have put in to try to game the system. And sometimes I pity a fool, because the people of our handicap committee literally sit around at night on Wednesday night, drink, and after the meeting and talk about how people are going to try to figure out how to game our system. And they've done y'all have done a pretty good job of figuring it out. Just saying.
Well, and as we all talk about, you can only do so much. So, but hey, the deadline's the deadline, which we've passed, so we don't have to worry about anybody going down. We got folks still going back up, which, interestingly enough, a little shout out to one of our handicap committee members that got bumped. Mr. Miller finally got a win. So he got moved. He can't. He's much younger, so he will not be participating in the Senior North American Championship. But he will be and he's not even going to come down for the regular. That's right. He's got work conflict.
He's got work conflict. No fun.
Anyhow, we just wanted to give him a little
it's disappointing. It's going to be good, though. I mean, hey, we're 6 holes in, and I think we're back on pace.
Yep.
So we're down in the home stretch. We have a quick message from friends at 2 under, and then we'll be back with hole 7. Let's go.
Yep.
Excuse me, Mr. Fowler? Aren't you forgetting something? Thanks, man.
That's why they made the Bodie short, Fegley.
Yes, so you can wear pants.
So you're really comfortable, but then you also put on the shorts and then you walk out.
Then you're covered.
Correct.
So
just saying. Chris, how are we doing on pace, buddy? We're the second pace of play checkpoint.
You are now down to 5 seconds behind, so you made up 20 seconds. You're still behind, so keep it moving.
This is awesome. I just enjoy it.
There we go.
Chris is the voice of Oz or something.
This is pretty good. So I wonder if we actually got way behind if he'd come on screen. I almost want to do it on purpose. But anyways, hole 7, getting into it. One of my favorite events of the year. I didn't get to go last year because I was entertaining sponsors, but the Wednesday night par 3 club challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were there last year.
Yep.
Tell me about it. We've got some stuff going on. It's going to be great. You want to be in Wednesday night playing the par 3.
There you go. Chris sums it up. The drinks are cold and the course is fun. And because it's night, we're not getting beaten by the sun. So it's awesome. It's a really good venue. Short par 3s. Some players took it on with a 1 club challenge. Are we restricting everybody to 3 clubs? Is that our strategy this year?
3 clubs, no golf bags.
Nice.
I mean, you can bring a golf bag, but just understand we will make fun of you. And if you bring your golf bag, please bring the pull cart as well.
Ooh.
so at least the jokes are easier to make.
Can I bring the one that's got the battery remote and can drive it around? Drive my clubs around,
Yeah.
my 3 clubs
I
around?
mean, I'm pretty sure it's the par 3 tournament you want to play in but don't want to win. It's like the Augusta par 3, right?
Right.
You get to the 9th hole, you shoot like 7 under, and you're like, I don't know if I want to putt this out, so I DQ myself because I don't think I got to look. I will look real quick. I'm going to pull up the results from last year, and let's see if any of these people won the North American Championship because this is important to know. Like, you got to strategize this stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
But no, again, there's some really funny things that happen. Like one of the miniature golf courses is right behind one of the par 3s there. It has a cackling pirate, basically. So,
right.
you know, it gives off the vibe of the Happy Gilmore clown that, you know,
right,
laughs at you after every shot. So, you know.
So you ready for it? Here's the winners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2-time North American champion Scott Roberts shot 7 under, won the par 3. Did not win the North American Championship.
Not win the North American Championship.
So we're talking about strategy. I think you got to Augusta par 3 this. Division 2 was Jeremy Key, shot 3 under.
Yep.
He did not win the North American Championship.
As he said, I did not even make the cut.
There you go. You wasted it all on Wednesday night. Should have drank more beer. Number 3, James Fenton won with even par.
Okay.
So highest finish I can remember in the North American Championship. Chris Miner did finish T2 in the par 3. He did pretty well. He's on the chat tonight. Pat Ryan, little T5. So a little love for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
No, still no North American champions.
No.
Division 4, Paul Oravets at +2. So
there you go.
Not bad.
Now it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun. Signups are open. It's under. Is it under national majors? Like if they go to the national.
Yeah,
majors,
absolutely. The national major schedule. Chris will post the event. And 5, James Enriquez.
Yep.
So D5 champion did not play.
Nope.
On Wednesday night.
Nope.
D4 champion. I don't. Jamie played. She was T10. She put a decent showing there.
There you go.
Don't see Will Houston.
So yeah. Into the weeds, Matty. Into the weeds.
Just trying to find out where the champions are. People want to know.
So yeah, no, it'll be a good time.
All good.
You know, we had some good laughs, all kinds of good stuff. I don't know if we're gonna have the heckling station or not. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna pitch to Jack to see if we can do like hit it inside 5 feet and win a pair of 2 under or something like that, like the 2 under challenge hole.
There you go.
It'd be great. We'll come up with something fun. We'll have a good time. The point is if you're coming down for the event, it's the night to let loose, have fun, meet new people, enjoy the family aspect of tour life. We're going to have a great time. The Wednesday par 3 is just a great way, and then you can start to get focused in on Thursday and get ready to play the tournament Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fantastic. So definitely something, if you've not been to the North American Championship, you do not want to miss. It's a fun night to meet a lot of different people and walk away with some lifelong friends.
And the price tag on that event.
That's like $45.
It's kind of like the best thing ever. It's $45.
Right. Yeah. It's awesome. Freaking dumb. So we're not doing that one for the money. We're doing it to have some fun and meet some people and have a good time. So that being said, the rule hole, this is like the difficult par 5 hole. So we'll have to get it through that. So our players call it the no-mo rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically would be called penalty areas.
Yes.
So why don't you intro this? I'm gonna look up the rules so we can just read it to people.
I had the exact same thing. So look, the general gist is one of the things that we look at is because we don't have the time, money, resources to mark golf courses the way we might want to. We invoke the no-mo rule, long grass rule, is how it's stated in the rule sheet. It comes from the idea that per the USGA rules, per the governing bodies, we can define areas as penalty areas. Matt is diligently looking for the exact rule number and everything. Where's Steve Danos when you need him? But The key being is it's a area that's defined by the committee, defined at the first tee, that dictates how we play a particular area. One of the important things to remember about this is it is played as a red penalty area, which means point of entry is the key identifier, right? Just because your ball goes 300 yards, if it crossed the high fescue, high grass at 120 yards, that's your point of entry, and that is your drop point where you have to execute your drop. That's the biggest thing that we see confusion on, is wanting to take a generous drop for the distance the ball traveled, not the point it crossed.
So here it is. I got it for you. So right at the very top, purpose of Rule 17, which is about penalty areas, by the way. There's a specific rule for penalty areas, which are bodies of water or other areas defined by the committee where a ball is often lost or unable to be played. Or in Myrtle Beach for the championship, or you might get eaten by an alligator or bit by a very large snake. So for one penalty stroke, players use specific release options to play a ball from outside the penalty area. So that's the purpose. Everybody says we're not playing USJ rules when we're playing NOMO. That's not true. Rule 17, the committee has the ability to define areas where a ball is often to be likely to be lost or unable to be played as a penalty area, which we oftentimes do. One, for pace of play, but in Myrtle Beach, it's because we don't want you to get eaten by animals that can eat you.
No.
There you go.
That's it. I mean, that's the key. But the key is remember, and this is just a reminder for everybody about red penalty areas. Red penalty areas, where the ball crossed.
Correct.
Now, if that point where the ball crossed can be between you and the flagstick, you can go back as far as you like. If it can't, and this is the point of a lateral penalty area, you only get 2 club lengths.
Back on the line between the hole where it crossed, going straight back, not from the point it entered and where it crossed going straight back. You have to the hole, the point it crossed, straight back. Okay.
Yes. If you're using going sideways or laterally, 2 club lengths. 2
club lengths. No closer to the hole.
No closer. No closer to the hole.
You can always play it as it lies. You can always go back and hit it from the last place you hit it. And
those are your options.
There you go. Those are your options.
I mean, again, that's the one.
Pretty simple.
On a sidebar to the rules of golf, since we're in that section.
And just so you know, if we're declaring an area as a penalty area, if you're virtually certain that the ball has come to rest in what we've declared as a penalty area, you do not have to find it.
No.
Which would be one of our rules that we got asked last week. You do not have to find it.
No.
It's like if you hit in the middle of the pond, you don't have to find the ball to take relief from it. You just know the ball's in the pond. You saw it splash. It's all good.
Yep.
So,
all right. So with that,
so 30 seconds. One major left, Fegley, the Southern Brawl. 144 players as of today. Bears Best in Atlanta. Another Nicklaus course. We're doing a lot of Nicklaus tracks recently. Another one that I really like, though. Bears Best is pretty good. So we're descending on Atlanta, 144 players, dragging it out. 2 of the hardest par 3s out there. Oh,
I have never played this golfing course, so.
Oh, you get to, I think it's 4, 5, 6.
Pace of play killer?
6. No, 6 is one of those, like the green's like 10 yards deep, and there's a pond in front of it, and it's like kind of up a slope like this with a bunker that you're guaranteed to be on a downhill lie to a green that you can't hold it anyway. It is the most nerve-wracking shot I've probably hit on the APT for a while. And then there's another par 3 11 that runs on the other side of that pond. And those are probably the 2 hardest par 3s I've seen in a long time. So
5 and 8.
5 and 8. There you go. Thanks, Frazier. But really, really good golf course. A lot of fun. Well, deserving champion. Completely redid their bunkers, all Billy bunkers. So they drain really good.
Nice.
Newly remodeled clubhouse. I know last year they had we'll just call it an accident inside. The sprinklers went off and like messed everything up. So we had quite the experience. Happy to be back there. I have heard reports that the golf course is in phenomenal shape. And so it's going to be really good. We've got the whole golf course all weekend. 8 o'clock on, the golf course is ours.
Nice.
And so we'll be able to set it up. It's going to be a great time. And I will be back on the road. So assuming the wife clears it. But flights are booked. She's told me I'm going. So we'll see if it holds for the next week. But it'll be good to be out and see everybody. I've missed everybody the last couple majors. So it'll be good to be out and be seen.
Do you have your traveling dad wallet ready?
My traveling dad wallet? What is that?
Yeah, with the 17 pictures of your kid.
Dude, that's what a cell phone is for.
Well,
I have lots of pictures of my kid. My kid is very cute right now, for sure. So we got her in our little swing today, so she just sits there and smiles at us all day. She's just chilling. She's having fun.
That's awesome. That's cool. No, Bears Best is going to be good. I need to make a decision if I'm going to be able to make it. But last I looked, not going to get it done. But, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We'll see. But that's exciting one, wraps up the major season.
And just so you know, we do need to talk a little bit. Atlanta's hosting an event at Bears Best on Friday. They still have spots available. Registration is going to close this weekend. So if you're coming down to Bears Best, come down on Friday, get a practice round in with the Atlanta chapter. They're running an event. It's going to be awesome. Of course, it's going to be in great shape. They are aerating the greens the Monday after we leave. So we're going to get them at their best. It's going to be fun.
They'll be firm.
It's a major.
They'll be firm. Oh, boy.
So, it's going to be fun. We'll have the fall 2024 schedule out next week for majors. So we'll be talking about 2025 membership. We've got some changes there.
Yeah.
But Bears Best is going to be great. Atlanta is a good time if you've not been there, especially up in Sewanee. Lots of great places to eat, lots of fun things to do. Love going down there. I haven't seen Tim in the chat yet, but we always sneak away. There's a Fogo de Show we go to that's so good.
Of course there is.
Just saying. So, hey, we are through 9 holes before Chris wants us to be done, Fegley. I think we need to celebrate that. And we've got about 10 minutes left. We got a quick message from Turtleson, and then we'll do some Q&A and try to answer some of these questions in the chat we haven't got to. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, guys. So obviously, Turtleson, we're going to get Carol on next week. I hope.
I love it. You're like, tomorrow, next week, Carol's coming.
Oh, don't worry. I'm texting her. We've been talking back and forth. Obviously, Turtleson's a huge part of what we do, North American Championship. We've got some great items in the swag bag from Turtleson this year. We're excited about that. Jersey is working on the order. So she has fashion merchandising skills. I do not. So it's only going to get better from here.
That is a good point. I mean, does everybody know? I don't know. Maybe
hey, we've got a new full-time staff person. Her name's Jersey. She's freaking awesome. Yep. And if you're mean to her, we're probably going to have words. Chris is already big brother her. It's really great. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So. Oh, man. All right. So we had some questions down in the chat, and I can't get the scroll. There it goes. Scrolling.
You throw the questions up, and we'll answer them. Let's do it.
Okay. So we were having –
I just want to say I love how Big Al in the chat is sending Instagram posts to have rules discussions with the USGA.
Exactly. Well, it was about – okay. All right. Rocky Metcalf. I get confused if you hit it into the junk and said junk is on the right side of the fairway. And there's only 2 feet between cart path and junk, which puts your stance on concrete. Do you get a drop on left side of cart path? Okay. So this is a 2.
Okay. I'll answer part 1. I'll let you answer part 2. If your ball's in the junk and we've declared the junk as a penalty area, i.e. the rule of penalty areas, but affectionately known as the NOMO rule. If your ball is in a penalty area, you do not get relief for standing on anything. Definitely not a cart path.
Correct.
So, however, if your ball was in between the junk and the cart path and grass that was not a penalty area, you would get to take a drop on the other side of the cart path because you cannot take relief, free or penalized, into a penalty area.
Correct. So to answer his question, so it's a two-part
One relief
problem.
at a time.
One relief at a time. If it blows 40 yards into the stuff, you take your drop between the path and the red. Then you take your drop for your relief of being on the cart path on the other side of the path. But if, so that's how that one works out. If it's a situation where, I was trying to think of why you wouldn't get relief or something, but nothing's on the top of my head. But you just got to be careful with it because I'll go here. Here's the key that I want to go into. If you're this is cart path relief, it's a segue into that. You don't get to decide what side of the path you take relief on. It's nearest point.
Nearest point.
That Correct. Is for every situation in golf. There is no, do I get to go on the right or the left? Well, if you're a right-handed golfer, generally you will be taking relief on the left side of the path. Generally. But not all the time, right? It just depends. So that's why you put a tee down where the ball is, pick the ball up, figure out your 2 relief points on either side of the path, mark it. If you need to measure it, you need to measure it, right? I had the situation, I was playing in North Carolina, Charlotte with some of the guys, or actually, no, it was a triad event, and it was a similar one where I had the driver out measuring both sides because it was that close. So
right.
That's the key, right? So nearest point of collision, really.
Next question.
Yep.
Wow, that was mean, Joe Arnold. I just saw that.
Well, of course, Joe Arnold's mean. What else we got?
Ralph wants to know, is day one at Bears Best Stableford? I don't believe so. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. So if you hit over the hole into fescue, should you re-hit a provisional? So a little bit of a loaded question. Mm-hmm. If there's out of bounds on the other side of the fescue, yes, you definitely should hit a provisional because if you're not sure if your ball is out of bounds or in the fescue, then your ball is out of bounds, essentially, unless you are virtually certain that it's not. You would have to re-hit in that point. If it's just like fescue for like 100 yards, you would not need to hit a provisional because your ball's in there, and then you could take relief accordingly under the rules of a red penalty area, assuming that area has been defined a red penalty area.
Yep. And that one's it, like you said, there's kind of some more details there that probably need to get squared away to make sure that we're answering it right. But I do like the way you answered that. Because that is one thing, right, that people get confused about is guys will blow it 80 yards right, and there's a large patch of fescue, but then on the other side of that fescue is out of bounds. Well,
right.
Did it get caught in the fescue? Or are you virtually certain it got caught in the fescue? Or are you more concerned about it going out of bounds? If you're more concerned about it going out of bounds and you believe it went out of bounds,
right,
then play from your previous position and take
and call it a provisional. Yes.
Call it provisional and then figure it out.
Here's a good one for you because the answer is not either side. So I'll let you explain that.
Okay, if your ball falls in the dead center of the cart path and you can go either way, well, you'll never be able to go either way.
Correct. So if your ball's in the dead center, if you're right-handed, you'll be taking relief on the left side of the cart path. If you're left-handed, you'd be taking relief on the right side of the cart path.
Because it's nearest point.
It's the nearest point of complete relief, and that would be to the golf ball, not your stance. Yep. So it's not an option. It's its nearest point where the golf ball would sit. So really, if you're right-handed, in general speaking terms, if it's on the left 3/4 side of the cart path, you're probably taking relief to the left of the cart path. And if it's on the right quarter, you'd be taking right to the right side of the cart path.
Yep. And Big Al keeps pointing to that great source. The governing bodies that we have for golf have some very good resources. I follow them on all my personal social medias and stuff. It's a great resource to go over some of these drops and some of these situations that we run into. So
no, but we might have to write that into the member manual. Just so you know, do you know the only thing that's guaranteed, the penalty for someone taking 9 practice swings is after 9 practice swings, it's almost impossible for you to hit a good shot. Next question.
Yes. Oh man.
So
yeah. So
there we go.
So I guess and Rocky just asked. He was just clarifying because that was one thing that I wanted to say. You do drop in the 2-foot section, but then if the path is there, you take relief from the path. So that's the key. 2 relief step process, right? So
right.
So yeah.
Rocky wants to know about course rotation. It's not done yet. We think we have it figured out, but get signed up. It gets easier. The quicker people sign up, the easier it is to do the course rotation.
Yep.
Just want to throw that out there. However, we have a pretty good idea with the numbers of where we are currently. We're waiting on, we've got to talk to the course in Myrtle Beach to make sure they're good with our plan. And they are worried about other things right now.
Yeah.
Like someone named Debbie. I don't understand why they keep saying we can't talk to you because of Debbie. So if somebody can explain to me who Debbie is, that would be great, Fegley.
Debbie is a storm. So here's the interesting thing.
This is a good one. This is you, Fegley. Well, we got to give Ralph this one. Do you know the answer?
Well, how deep is it? The key is it's embedded.
Embedded is breaking. Let's see what the definition.
It's breaking.
USGA rules of golf definitions. I'm Googling it right now, buddy. I think it just has to break the ground.
Yeah. And it has to stay like it comes in and it stays in its own pitch mark.
Hold on. Here you go. Embedded, when your ball is in its own pitch mark made as a result of your previous stroke and where part of the ball is below the level of the ground. See, we had it answered perfectly. Your ball does not necessarily have to touch soil to be embedded. For example, grass and loose impediments may be between your ball and the soil. It just has to be below the ground and it's in its own pitch mark.
Yep. And then the relief is is it one?
Chris, can you post for Freddie the link to sign up for the par 3?
And then what does it say the relief is on that? Is it 1 club length?
Nearest point.
Nearest point. And then every nearest point
you
get every nearest point you get 1 club length. So it should be
I
believe well, that's another good point. If Nathan nailed it. If it's wet enough for a ball to be embedded, you're probably playing lift clean in place anyway. But it does show up from time to time. So
Freddie, there you go. There's your link to sign up. People keep going on the fescue behind. If there's fescue and then like wooded areas that is not out of bounds and it's all connected together, it's probably all going to be part of a penalty area if we declared a penalty area. However, if it wasn't, if you're not sure if the ball's in the penalty area, that's where it comes down to. It doesn't matter what's behind it. If all of it's a penalty area, then that's all penalty area. It's easy. If you're not sure if the ball's in the penalty area, hit a provisional ball.
Yep.
Super simple.
Yep. And remember the key, the virtually certain, right? If you're not virtually certain it's in the penalty area, then it's a lost ball at that point.
Correct. We're down to the 1 minute warning to avoid pace of play penalty, but we will answer Christopher Dent's his comment he says, I see a lot of ball identification. Here's the deal, guys. When you're playing tournament golf, be like Matt and Matt. I will never have someone accuse me of cheating on my own tour. You should act the same way, which means if I need to identify my golf ball and something, I'm making sure my playing partner sees it. I'm marking it. I'm picking it up with them watching, and I'm placing it right back. I'm not cleaning it. I'm not moving the position of it. I am doing everything to make sure that it is the appearance of everything happening is above board. Yep. This is tournament golf. This is how you should do it. Don't run ahead of your group and then like randomly find your ball in the fescue. Just be a good human.
Yes.
That's all I got.
General good etiquette. And Rocky has another. Wow. We don't have time. Rocky, there's some good stuff about how to define a bunker versus grass.
Remember that for next week. We'll do some research on that, so we'll be ready to go.
It's the Rory. Rory had a situation like that, I think, in the U.S. Open 2 years ago. Is it in the bunker or is it in the grass? And it's pretty clear. So, it's all good. It's all good.
Anyways, well, this is divulging quickly to rules. to the rules 9, and it was just one hole of hole 8. I told you it was going to be the number 1 handicap hole tonight.
Yep.
It's going to be the no more rule. We called it. So anyways, hope you guys like the format. Little 9 topics every week, 5 minutes a topic. We'll answer some questions. We'll have some fun. Keep things that are relevant to tour life on the APT. It's Mad and Matt. It's like Mike and Mike, except we're not that good.
No.
I feel bad even saying that. We'll keep trying.
Our audience is great, but it's small.
But it's better than Mad and Phil. Mad and Matt. Matt and Phil does not have a good ring. So no offense, Phil. We do love you. Anyways, we'll be in next Thursday night, getting ready to go to Bears Best. We'll be talking 2025 memberships. Hint, they'll be open on August 15th. So tell your friends you're thinking about signing up. 2025 memberships will open August 15th. We'll have some cool changes to talk about. And 2025 membership for new members will get you access to play the rest of 2024 as well. So there's that. So you want to tune in next week. We'll have 2 majors ready to go. Maybe even open registration for one of them. You never know.
Sweet.
It could happen. And there's some good ones this fall you don't want to miss.
Nope.
So we'll see you all next Thursday. Matt, final thoughts? We're signing scorecards. We're shaking hands. Jordan Spieth's over pissing in the porta potty right now, and Chris is getting mad, wanting to DQ him.
On that note, man, I can't add to that, dude. Call it a wrap.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the APT.
Later.